Okay, so you know how the internet can be, right? 1 minute, it's all like cute animal videos and memes, and then bam.
Yeah.
The next minute, everyone is like laser focused on some big drama or controversy.
Totally.
Well, lately, the spotlight has been on JoJo Siwa.
Oh, yeah.
And there's been a lot of online buzz about the announcement of her upcoming tour.
Right.
It's not just the tour itself, though, right? It's more about the price tag for the tickets, and especially some of the pretty unconventional perks that are attached to her VIP ticket packages.
Yeah.
Which is kind of what's ignited this whole huge debate online.
Absolutely.
So for this deep dive, we're taking a closer look at a YouTube video that you sent me.
Right.
It's by Curtis Price, and it's called JoJo Siwa just got exposed as a scammer. Total insanity.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It definitely presents like a pretty critical perspective on this whole situation.
Yeah.
You know, highlighting some of the core concerns and reactions that are going around online right now.
Yeah, for sure.
So what we want to do today is really get to the bottom of this whole thing.
Okay.
Like, what are the specific details that have actually caused all of this chatter? And what does this whole controversy actually tell us about what fans are kind of expecting from artists these days?
Like, what are they looking for?
Yeah, let's dive in.
Yeah.
So the whole anticipation leading up to this announcement started back on March 22nd.
Okay.
When JoJo Siwa kind of teased that she had this big announcement coming. And the YouTube video actually pointed out that there was actually a ton of wild speculation just floating around online before she even said anything.
People love to guess, don't they?
They do. It's like a game.
Yeah.
And none of it was even related to what she actually ended up announcing.
Yeah.
Which just goes to show how...
It's like the pre-reveal frenzy.
It really is like the internet just goes crazy with theories.
It's all part of the fun, I guess.
I know.
Yeah.
But so a lot of people were expecting her to announce new music. Yeah. But instead it turned out that the big news was a new tour.
Oh, okay.
Which on the surface, that's pretty standard for any artist, right?
Sure.
Like that's not necessarily something you get all worked up over.
Yeah.
But then it's like you get to the specifics of the VIP ticket packages, and that's where things start to take a turn.
Okay. I'm listening.
And that's what's really gotten people talking.
And not in a good way.
And not always in a good way, no.
Okay, got it.
So the main one that everyone is talking about is this package called the Dream Guest VIP package.
Okay.
And it costs $900.
$900.
$900 for one ticket.
Wow. Okay.
Which is pretty significant amount of money for any fan.
Yeah, that's not exactly pocket change.
Definitely not.
Wow.
So according to the Ticketmaster description that's shown in the YouTube video, for that price, you get a general admission ticket. So, you know, not even a special seat.
Right.
Access to like a designated viewing area during the show. An invitation to see the show set up before the Q&A and sound check. You get the chance to actually give your input on song selections for the show.
Wow.
Exclusive signed memorabilia that was worn during the show. So that's kind of cool.
Okay, yeah.
Access to the pre-show sound check and early entry with priority access to the floor.
Okay. So you get a lot of stuff, but...
Yeah, you get a lot of stuff, but like...
Is it really worth $900?
I think that's what everyone is debating, right?
Yeah, that's a lot.
Because some of that stuff is pretty typical for a VIP package, like the early entry and the signed merch.
Sure.
But then it's like some of those other perks, especially the show setup thing.
Yeah, that one stands out.
Yeah, that's where people are stopping and thinking, like, wait a minute.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of boils down to this idea that fans are basically paying $900.
A lot of money.
It is.
To basically do work.
To essentially work for JoJo Siwa.
Yeah, to help her set up the tour.
Oh, wow. Okay.
The YouTuber actually put it in a really funny way.
What'd he say?
He was like, paying $900 where you want me to help you set up your tour.
Oh, my God.
And that seems to be like the sentiment that's really resonating with people.
Yeah, because it's almost like you're not just going to this concert to enjoy it. You're going there to work, like $900 to be a roadie for the day.
Yeah. It is kind of like you're paying for the privilege of being a roadie.
That is wild.
You know, maybe some people are into that.
Maybe.
But the YouTuber showed a bunch of online reactions, like tweets and stuff.
Yeah.
And people were expressing disbelief.
Yeah.
Like they were questioning the whole point of it.
Yeah, what is the value proposition here? You're paying $900, you're working.
And you're not even guaranteed a good spot at the concert.
Yeah, that is crazy.
Imagine saving up all this money to go to this concert, thinking you're going to have like the ultimate fan experience. And then you get there and they're like, all right, here's a box, start unpacking.
Go set up the merch booth.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so funny.
So now let's consider JoJo Siwa's perspective.
Okay.
At least as it was shown in that little interview clip in the video.
Okay, yeah.
She mentioned that she wants her VIP experiences to be really different from other artists.
Okay, so different, but...
How she defines different is what's really interesting.
Okay, how so?
She was specifically talking about this most exclusive VIP tier, and she explained that it involves fans actually coming in during load-in.
Oh, so like before the concert even starts?
Yeah.
Wow.
And she said it's so that they can like help us set it up and make sure things are right.
So she really wants fans to be involved in the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Yeah, that seems to be like her whole vision for this package.
Interesting.
And the YouTuber obviously had some thoughts on this.
What did he say?
Well, he was being pretty sarcastic about it.
Yeah, how so?
He basically framed it like fans are going to be put to work, like they're going to be slaving away.
He was being funny about it, but I can see his point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which I think highlights this gap between what the artist is intending and how it's being received by the fan.
Yeah, I mean, to her, it's probably like a cool collaborative experience.
Right, like she's trying to be unique.
Yeah, but to the fans who are paying all this money, it's like, wait, I'm here to work.
It's $900. It's not like it's a cheap meet and greet.
Exactly.
And this just shows how important communication is in these situations.
Oh, absolutely.
What an artist might see is like this awesome opportunity to collaborate.
Yeah.
The fans might see it totally differently.
Because they have different expectations. They're paying a lot of money.
Yeah. They think they're getting pampered, not put to work.
Exactly.
So moving on, the YouTube video also talked about a couple other things related to JoJo Siwa
Okay.
that are adding to this whole conversation that's happening online.
Yeah.
One thing was that she mentioned a possible return to her kids' music.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
But the YouTuber thought that was kind of strange.
How come?
Well, because she's been trying to cultivate a more mature image lately.
Oh, right.
Like she doesn't want to be seen as just a kids artist anymore.
So going back to kids' music might not fit with that.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of feels like a contradiction.
I see, yeah.
Which is interesting because it could confuse both her old fans and her new fans.
Yeah, if you've been following her for a while, you might be like, wait, I thought she was moving on from this.
Yeah. And then the newer fans might be like, wait, what is this?
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Yeah, it's a tough balance for artists who start out young.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And then the video also talked about JoJo's outfit at the iHeart Radio Music Awards.
Okay.
And apparently it got a lot of attention online.
Really? Like good attention or?
Not really.
Oh, no.
Yeah. It ended up on a bunch of worst dressed lists.
Oh, no.
Really? And the video actually described it in detail. It sounds wild.
What was she wearing?
So apparently it was like this brunette wig, but it was shaped into a ring.
A ring? Like around her head?
Yeah, like around her head. And it looked like it was being held up by these pink rhinestones.
Oh, wow. That's a choice.
Yeah. You can't deny that it was memorable.
I guess not, yeah.
So JoJo actually explained that the whole thing was kind of a last-minute decision.
Really?
Yeah, she said she was inspired by a drag queen wig she found at a Versace outlet.
Okay, so like a spontaneous fashion moment?
Yeah, she was just feeling it, but I guess the fashion critics weren't feeling it.
Oh, I guess not.
The YouTuber even pointed out the irony of this, because she always talks about how her normal is crazy to other people.
Right.
But then she ends up on a worst-dressed list.
Yeah. That is ironic.
Kind of makes you wonder if she's actually aware of how her fashion choices come across.
Or maybe she just doesn't care what people think.
Yeah, that could be it too.
Which is fine. She's an artist. She can express herself however she wants.
Fully.
Yeah.
Oh, and there was one other thing from the video.
Okay, what's that?
It talked about an interview that JoJo gave around that same time.
Mm-hmm.
And the YouTuber noticed that she kind of dominated the conversation. Really? Yeah, like she didn't really give the interviewer much of a chance to ask questions.
Oh, wow. So she was controlling the narrative.
Yeah, it was like she wanted to make sure she got her point across without being challenged or questioned.
I mean, I get it. Artists want to present themselves in a certain way.
Yeah.
But it can also raise questions about whether they're really open to back them.
Totally.
Yeah.
And then lastly, the video brought up Eurovision.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the YouTuber was talking about how JoJo was connected to Eurovision in the past.
Okay.
And he was questioning if her current image, which he calls like a beast persona, really fits with Eurovision.
Yeah, Eurovision is usually pretty poppy and over the top.
Yeah, exactly.
And not always in a beastly way.
Yeah, it's usually more like bright colors and glitter.
Yeah, fun and upbeat.
So it's interesting to think about how her past image, which was very child-friendly and energetic, might clash with her current image, especially in the context of something like Eurovision.
Yeah, audiences can have these strong associations with artists. Yeah.
And when they change their image so drastically, it can be hard to reconcile those two things.
Exactly. It's like, is this the same person?
Yeah.
So to sum up everything we've talked about today. We've taken a deep dive into all the online chatter around JoJo Siwa's upcoming tour.
Right.
And we focused especially on that Dream Guest VIP pack.
The $900 one?
The $900 one.
Yeah.
Which includes that really unusual perk of helping to set up the show.
Yeah, essentially working for her.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah.
We also talked about how fans have been reacting online.
Yeah.
Which has been mostly surprise and criticism.
It's like they feel like they're not getting their money's worth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then we looked at JoJo's perspective.
Where she wants to create this unique experience.
Yeah, a different experience.
A different experience, but maybe not in the way that fans are hoping for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think it's important to remember that we've only been looking at this through the lens of that one YouTube video. Right, which is pretty critical.
Yeah, it's definitely a critical perspective.
Yeah.
So there are definitely other viewpoints out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And other fans might have totally different experiences with JoJo Siwa and her VIP pack.
Yeah. Maybe some fans will love getting to be so involved in the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
So this whole situation actually brings up some really interesting questions.
About what?
About how the relationship between artists and their fans is changing.
Oh, interesting, yeah.
Like, are these unusual VIP packages a sign of artists just trying to engage with fans in new ways?
Yeah, or is it more about pushing the boundaries too far?
Yeah. Or could it be seen as something that's not really beneficial for either side?
Like, is it actually exploitative?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah.
We really want you to think about what the value exchange is in these types of experiences.
Yeah, what are you actually getting for your money?
Yeah, what is a VIP experience really supposed to be?
Is it about access? Is it about connection? Is it about actually being involved?
Yeah, all good questions.
Yeah.
And if this deep dive has sparked your interest, we encourage you to go online and see what other fans are saying.
Yeah, do your own research.
Yeah, because it's definitely a conversation that's still going on.
For sure.
So, yeah, that's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.